Hello everybody and welcome to the morning school. My name is Mr. Van Aert and I'm extremely proud to be head teacher of this fantastic school. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all our new Year 7 students and their families. We're all looking forward to starting this exciting journey together, where we'll always aim to be the very best that we can be in everything that we do. I know it's not easy not being able to do our induction face to face, but all of our talented team at the morning school want our fantastic Year 7s to know that we are very much looking forward to welcoming you properly into our school when the time is right. A big part of our ethos is having the highest expectations in all that we do. We want our students to dream of being the best and always push themselves to achieve this. We believe there's no limit to what we can achieve together. We truly value the importance of building an effective partnership with our parents and carers. We know it's so important to communicate effectively and always encourage our parents and carers and our students to let us know if there are any issues and problems so we can work through them together and find solutions. I'm absolutely delighted that you'll be part of our happy, caring school community, and I very much look forward to working with you all. Thank you and take care.
Hello Year 6 parents and carers. My name is Mrs Platt and I'm the transition coordinator here at the morning school. It is my job to support you in your transition from primary to secondary and make sure that this is a really positive experience. You can see here what our transition programme looks like. Currently, myself and other members of the transition team are in contact with the primary schools to find out more about you. I wanted to assure you that where we can't offer one of these events in person, we will look at a virtual alternative. We're working weekly to update our transition plan using the current government advice, and any changes will be communicated to you via email as soon as any decisions have been made. If you'd like to find out more about the transition programme, then you can do this by clicking on the transition tab on the morning school website. You will also find my contact details there, and I'm happy for you to email me at any point. We're really looking forward to welcoming you to the morning school.
Hello and welcome to all parents, carers and students who will be joining us in September at the morning school, albeit at a very difficult and unusual time for us. My name is Mr. Williams and I'm the Deputy Head Teacher in charge of all pastoral affairs at school. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes going through a few slides just to explain a few things and give you an overview of our aims and values at the morning school. There will be another meeting that we will hold and record in July, which will go into a little bit more detail with regards to the systems that we have in place. But I wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you about something very important to us at the morning school, and it's what we refer to as the morning school way. Now, our school is built on very traditional values where mutual respect is developed between students and staff. As a result of that, we expect our students to be polite and courteous all the time, and we expect them to take pride in their work, but also to take pride in our school. And this is something we call the morning school way. It's very important to us. It's the foundation of our school, and it's something that we are very proud of, but it's something that means different things to different people. And we've always had the morning school way, but quite recently I embarked on a project to actually get our students and our staff to write down what the morning school way meant to them. And I think it's worth sharing with you now so that you all have a full understanding of what the morning school way is and why it is so important to our school. The morning school way means being kind and respectful to other people around you. It means being punctual and taking pride in your work. It means taking pride in your appearance and always looking smart. It means being polite and always saying good morning or good afternoon, smiling at others and holding doors open for others. And it means always doing your best. It means always making progress, working as a team, being loyal and being supported to be successful. It means demonstrating high standards and being the best person that you can be in every lesson, every day. It means having good values and developing physically and mentally, and not just about getting good grades, but becoming a better person. It means being a risk taker, taking pride in our school and being confident. It means taking on challenges and learning from your mistakes so that you can become a better person. It means thinking about other people and always being considerate. And it means having high expectations of yourself and high expectations of the school. All of this is combined into what we call the Morning School Way. And there's a picture that I want to just talk through very briefly. This is a picture of some Year 10 girls who did something very special in our last sports day, which I think perfectly sums up the Morning School Way. There's a girl in the middle of the picture, and we have all of the students' permissions to share this story. Her name is Supriya, and tragically Supriya suffered an accident which resulted in brain injury several years ago, which meant that she has quite severe physical disabilities and lack of movement. But she wanted to take part in sports day, and she wanted to remember her last ever sports day in a really positive way. So she asked if she could take part in the shortest race, which is 100 meters. Now, obviously, Supriya was not going to be able to run this race, so she was going to be able to walk it with her support teacher that you can see in the middle of the picture. All of the other Year 10 girls that had made it into the 100-meter final, you can see in that picture, got together, unbeknown to all of the staff and all of the students, and came up with a plan. And the plan was that as soon as the starting pistol had been fired and the race had started, none of the girls started to sprint. Instead, what they did is what you can see in the picture. They all joined hands and they all walked a 100-meter race with Supriya so that she could be part of that with them. I think all the students and staff will not mind me saying, and you can see in the picture behind you, that it was a very emotional moment. We had hundreds of students that all stood and started clapping. Staff all stood and applauded what was happening. And there were many tears as well, because it was such an emotional moment. And that was something that was done from the students. No involvement with staff whatsoever. And I think it perfectly sums up what I've just talked about as being the Morning School Way. Now, at the Morning School, we are strict, but we are very consistent with that. But importantly, we're very caring. And I think the caring side is one of the genuine strengths of the Morning School. We have a strict behaviour policy. We call this behaviour policy SWAT. Some of you may have heard about this. I will go into this in a little bit more detail when we have our next virtual meeting in July. But we are strict. I prefer to call it traditional, but we're very consistent with our application of our behaviour expectations. We insist on excellent attendance and punctuality, but throughout it all, you will be supported at the Morning School. And the support is one of the real foundations of our school. That support is done through Pastoral House systems at the Morning School. Now, I work very closely with 4 people who you are also going to hear from in this meeting. Our 4 heads of houses, they are very important people in the school. They have a crucial role. You'll see Mrs. Jedrzejewski, Mr. Barnes, Mr. Fielding and Miss Fulser. They head up the 4 houses. They are your pastoral leaders. They work with guidance managers. They are essential members of staff who do an incredible job in our school. And as I said, you will be hearing from them a little bit later in this meeting. Now, I'm just going to leave you with one thing, and that is that personal development, becoming a better person, for me, is just as important as academic outcomes at the Morning School. And throughout the last 2 months, we have been producing lots of home learning resources for our students in all of their subjects, but importantly, in a subject we call personal development. Now, if you would like to have a look at some of the work that you will be doing as part of your personal development curriculum, which takes place in period 1 every day at school, you can actually go onto our website. You can go onto the TMS homepage, click on the Home Learning tab, and then scroll down to where it says the Morning School Way, and you will be able to see personal development lessons. And these booklets are the personal development lessons. You will learn about very important people. People who we think actually we can learn from with regards to what they have achieved and their values, their aims, what they have actually achieved and changed many people's lives are what we strive for in the Morning School Way. People like Charles Darwin, people like Florence Nightingale, people like Ernest Shackleton, lots of people who you may have heard about, some you may not have heard about. But if you want to do a little bit of learning about personal development, then I would encourage you to follow those links and then start learning about the people that really demonstrate the Morling School way, so that you are fully aware of that when you start in September, albeit maybe virtually. But we look forward to meeting you all, and I look forward to speaking to you again in our next meeting in July.
Hello Year 6, parents and carers. I'm Mrs. Miller and I've got two things to talk to you about today. Firstly, members of staff have been recording a chapter every day of Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And if you would like to be involved in listening to that Year 6, you're very welcome to go to the Home Learning tab, click on Reading and Literacy, and then you'll be able to listen to each chapter along with the rest of the school. The second thing I'd like to talk to you about is knowledge organisers. You're going to be hearing a lot about knowledge organisers over the next couple of months because it's the way we do homework at the Morling School and it's very different to what you're used to. If you would like to find out more about knowledge organisers in the meantime, go to School Information, Knowledge Organisers, and you can watch a couple of videos about how we use them and look at some of the past knowledge organisers. And you'll be receiving your very own special knowledge organiser, a transition one, that's going to introduce you to all of your subjects and the topics that you're going to be studying in September.
Hello, I'm Ruth Gately. I'm Assistant Head Teacher and Head of the Morling School SRP. My role is to oversee all aspects of SEN across the whole of the Morling School.
My name is Sue Cook and I'm the Deputy Head here of the Morling School SRP, known as the Tidyman Centre. My role is to ensure the smooth transition between Year 6 and Year 7 and to ensure that the pupils thrive throughout their secondary education.
Hello there, my name is Leela Winter and I'm the Senko here at the Morling School. My job is to ensure that pupils have the appropriate support in order to help them progress and to ensure that the transition from primary to secondary is as smooth as possible.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really happy to talk to you about Curie House today. My name is Mrs. Jed Rayevsky, or people call me Mrs. Jed. And also we have Miss Taylor, who's the guidance manager for Curie. And we have Miss Withers here as well, who I will talk a bit about as to why she's here. Okay, so a little bit of background about Curie. We are named after Marie Curie, who was the first female to win the Nobel Prize for her research on radioactivity, and she was the first person to win a second Nobel Prize as well. And we believe that she demonstrated resilience, skill, perseverance and determination, and these are the qualities that kind of build the foundation of Curie House. So I'm going to get Miss Taylor just to talk a little bit about what she does, then I will talk about what I do.
Hi everyone, so as Mrs. Jedrzejewski said, I'm Miss Taylor and I'm the guidance manager for Curie. I'm really looking forward to meeting you in September. I work quite closely with Mrs. Jedrzejewski and I'm the person you come to and talk to if you're worried about anything, whether that's another student or worried about any of your subjects or you just need someone to talk to in private. I'll be there to give you advice and guidance and help in any way that I can. If you're finding your first couple of weeks at the Morling School hard, which I'm sure many of you might, I'm here to help and support you. So please make sure you come and speak to me if you need to.
Thank you, Miss Taylor. So Miss Taylor doesn't have any lessons, so she quite often will be your first port of call. She'll be in her office or she might be out dealing with some kids or in some of your lessons. And so she will be the person that you would want to go to a lot of the time. Me being the head of house, quite often I'll be dealing with perhaps some of the more serious issues, or if I need to talk to you about some of your lessons or anything like that, okay? So I'm just going to run through some stuff that Curie House, that we do as a pastoral team. So any pastoral care, so as Ms. Taylor said, if you've got any concerns, any worries, a bit worried about your lesson, you can come to us. Help with attendance. If we notice that your attendance is slipping, perhaps we'll have a conversation, figure out what we can do to help. If you've got any issues with other pupils, Ms. Taylor is definitely the person to go and see. Behaviour issues, I know Mr. Williams is going to be talking to you about SWAT. So if you get transferred from your lesson, which I certainly hope none of you will, then we will be having quite a more serious conversation about why that is happening, okay, and ensuring that it doesn't happen again. We'll be making regular contact with your parents and your carers, perhaps some mediation if there's any issues with some teachers and you, or some of your peers will sit you down in a room, we'll try and figure all of that stuff out. We will often drop into your lessons, see how you're going, checking that everything is okay, checking that you're fully engaged. Your uniform is something we will be checking every single morning, especially your form tutors. As we've both said, any concerns you might have, you need some advice, you need some guidance, that is absolutely what we are here to do, all right? And Curie is a very, very good house. So if you are in Curie, you will be in very, very good hands. However, in your first year, this is why Miss Withers is here, I actually will not be there. I won't see you till term 5 when I return, because I will be on maternity leave. So Miss Withers will be the acting head of house. So I'm just going to let her say a few words and introduce herself.
Thanks, Miss Jed. Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be speaking to you. So as Miss Jed said, my name's Miss Withers. I work really closely with Mrs Jed in the English department. We're both English teachers, and I'm really happy to be acting head of Curie while Miss Jed is off having baby Jed. So things will be exactly the same. So everything that Miss Jed has just spoken about will be exactly what I will be doing. But as she said, it will only be for that first year until she comes back from maternity leave. So I'm really excited to meet you all and to keep Miss Jed in the loop of how you're all getting on.
Thank you, Miss Withers. Yes, absolutely. Miss Withers will be keeping in touch with me and telling me how all of you are doing. And as I said before, you will be in very good hands in your first year. Miss Withers is going to be absolutely fantastic. So I look forward to hearing all about you from Miss Withers and Miss Taylor, and then meeting you when I return in May. All right, take care, everybody.
Hi, welcome to Faraday House. My name is Mr. Barnes and I'm known as your head of house. I've been at the morning school for close to 15 years and I've been in the role of head of house, and this will be my 3rd year now. I have extremely high expectations, because high expectations mean high outcomes. I'm now going to hand you over to Miss Richardson, who's going to introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Richardson. I'm the guidance manager for Faraday. I work alongside Mr. Barnes. I am in a role of pastoral, so I will support with any worries or concerns that you may have.
Brilliant. So, guys, that's the end from us, and I can't wait to see you all in September. Thank you.
Look forward to meeting you all.
Okay, good afternoon, Year 6, and welcome to this short briefing today where we are going to introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about the house that you're in when you join us at the Morling School. So if you're receiving this video, you have been selected to come into the Holmes house, which is led by me. I'm Mr. Fielding, head of house, and then we've also got the guidance manager who will be talking to you later, Mrs. Hoare. Now, we totally appreciate that at this time you're going through quite a difficult period and some uncertainty, and the transition into secondary school at times is difficult enough. And the one message that I want to get across to you is that try not to worry. When you do get to us at the Morling School, we've got a fantastic staff, and particularly in Holmes, we've got great people, great form tutors that are going to be here to support you. And we're going to build those relationships and sort of bridge any missing gaps that you might have had or any uncertainties. And it is 100% natural to have some feelings about that before you come into secondary school. So a little bit more about the house. Our house is named after Dame Kelly Holmes, Olympian, athlete, gold medalist. And we like to pride ourselves on some of the things that she's famous for in terms of determination, attitude to perform to her best. And these are sort of the key concepts that we put through the ethos of the Holmes house. Our responsibilities, I have teaching responsibilities as well, but is for your pastoral care. Now that ranges all the way through any behaviour issues, any issues you might be having in class, any issues you might be having with peers, all the way through to rewarding and recognising achievement. And we're a point of contact between any lessons or home. And if there was anything that was ever concerning you outside of school that you think may have impacted you in school, then it would be myself and Miss Hoare that you make contact with. As a house, we are driven to try and perform to our best. Myself and Miss Hoare will support you the best we can. and we do really value your opinions and your experiences. So it's not just the case of us always telling you what you should be doing. We really value the opportunity when young people come to us and sort of give us their ideas. And myself and Miss Hoare are both looking forward to building relationships with you in September. We're also responsible for looking at your attendance, and this will be something other people will be talking to you at the moment, but 96% is the target for attendance. Behaviour issues, so the SWAT system would have been explained to you. For students in Holmes, myself and Miss Hoare oversee that. Mediation with peers and teachers when things might not always 100% go right. We come into lessons to check that you're okay. Uniform is our responsibility, and those expectations would have been spoken to you in another slide. But really the most important point is that bullet point at the bottom. We are here for you guys to offer advice and guidance. I'm now just going to pass over to Miss Hoare, who's going to give you a quick message, and then...
Hello there, Year 6. Hello there, Year 6. Obviously, it's great to have the opportunity to have these few minutes just to have a catch up with you before you join us in September. As Mr. Fielding said, we are a very supportive faculty, or house, as you might say. And obviously, you can see that we deal with a lot of things on a daily issue. Pastoral care being one of the main. Any issues, as Mr. Fielding has said, with other pupils that you feel are impacting on your performance or you're worried about in school, will certainly help with that. We have regular contact with parents and carers as well. But what I would say, when you come to secondary school, it can be very exciting. It can be also very daunting. And sometimes we do feel that it is a little scary. And that is absolutely fine. That is quite normal to feel like that. But if you are worried about anything, even if you think it's a very small little anything, please come and talk to us. That is what we're here for. And that's what we will support you with. So obviously we look forward, as Mr. Fielding is saying, to seeing you in September.
Thank you, Miss Hoare. Okay, guys, this was just a short way in which we could get to introduce ourselves. And before myself and Miss Hoare sign off, I think the key things that we want to get across is we are really looking forward to meeting with you in September. Any sort of uncertainties or apprehensions you might have about secondary school are absolutely normal. We will put those right within the first week. We'll help you establish friendship groups if that's something you are worried about or you're something that you're concerned about if you're coming from a primary school on your own. Your teachers are going to be super supportive in those first weeks. We help you with timetables. Year 7s go through a great induction program that Miss Platt might have been speaking with you. So you're not just thrown into it, you're eased into secondary school life. There are changes. It may feel daunting, but there is nothing to worry about. Here you're in the Holmes house, which I fully believe is the best house. We do really well around the school. We've got a fantastic team with Miss Hoare and the guidance managers. Please try your best to have a great summer. Try not to worry about joining secondary school. Everything will be absolutely fine. And we're looking forward to seeing you in September. Take care, guys. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi all. There is a very good reason why Redgrave is last. You'll be fooled into thinking that it's due to the alphabetical order. However, it is because they save the best till last. I'd like to welcome you all, obviously, to the morning school. I look forward to meeting you guys when you start with us. I'm Miss Forster, and I am head of Redgrave. Over the years, we have been called the Golden Faculty. Obviously, we're named after Sir Steve Redgrave. Obviously, for those of you that don't know him, famous Olympic gold medalist, and has obviously done various different things previous to his Olympic wins and obviously afterwards. I am usually joined by my guidance manager, Miss Simpson. My role as head of house is to kind of oversee all of your kind of pastoral needs, make sure that you're doing everything that you should be doing around school, so your behaviour, communication with parents, etc. I also teach as well, so I teach sociology and geography. So it might be that I be your head of house, but also teach you for other subjects as well, which is quite nice. The guidance manager, as you would have heard from other houses, is obviously there for your day-to-day needs. They don't teach, they're around all the time for support. I was trying to think about how we could put this forward, obviously in this situation at the moment. What sort of information might you like to find out about Redgrave? And I thought actually the best thing to do was to ask some Redgrave students actually what they think about Redgrave and what being part of Redgrave actually means to them. So hopefully you can see there a couple of quotes from a couple of students that did get back to me about it. So one of my students in Year 9, so being part of Redgrave is like being part of a family. The support we get from our head of house and guidance manager makes every day brighter. That I know that no problem is too big or too small, which is really lovely to read actually. And I know I pride myself in making sure that we are a supportive house. We aspire to be the best that we can be, and obviously we have a real kind of push for honesty. So even when people slip up and people make mistakes, I'm going to be more inclined to want to help them more if they're going to be honest, and we always talk about honesty in Redgrave. And then the other comment there that we've got from one of my lovely Year 7s, they didn't like school much when they were in primary. Now they're quite excited to come to school. Being part of Redgrave helps as they're looked after, but also pushed to be the best that they can be. And that's what it's about really. And your kind of pastoral well-being, etc., is extremely important. And as well as kind of your academics, I think it's quite important. And where my role comes in is to make sure that you're looked after and as a complete individual, that we kind of help you move forward, and obviously be the best that you can be as you kind of venture out into the big wide world. As I said at the beginning, really excited to meet you all properly, and I can't wait to welcome you all into Redgrave House, the best house that you could be part of. Thank you.
Hello. We asked our parents to submit some questions to us, and on this slide we have the answers for you. Our first question was around the transition dates. Should our July transition not go ahead, we will have a few options for offering out a transition. This could be staggering the amount of pupils that we have on site via their houses, or it could be that we have half a year group in the morning and half a year group in the afternoon. We are confident that our summer school programme will still go ahead, and this will allow for outdoor activities to take place and give pupils an opportunity to meet their new peers. The next question submitted was about uniform. Pages Schoolwear, our school suppliers, have an evening planned in July to open up their shop with social distancing measures in place just for the morning school. We'll be circulating some more information about this closer to the time. The next question was about people with additional needs. We understand that our new pupils will find it difficult to adapt, especially given the fact that they've had limited opportunities to prepare for this situation. The SEN team are very aware of this and will endeavour to ensure that transition is as smooth as possible. Where necessary, allowances will be made and strategies will be put in place to support those pupils. The next question links to that and asks whether our SEN department is open to meet with parents. The answer to this is yes. Mrs. Winter, our SENCO, is working remotely and can offer virtual meetings. Her details will be circulated in an email after this assembly. The last question was about how we put pupils into different form groups. Due to our large intake, it would be unfair to promise that we can place pupils with specific groups or with specific friends. However, when allocating form groups, we look at any sibling links to the houses, and we also try to place a pupil in form with one or two of their primary school peers.